Good day.
Bonjour, comment ça va?
Well, sure.
Sure?
Are you asking me how I am?
Yes. I'm asking you how you are this present day in Chinese.
No, that was in Chinese.
Yeah.
I'm very good.
Very good. Well,
Very
I must
good.
say, though, how on earth do you know if someone's a bad writer in Chinese writing?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's flummoxed me for years, this, trying to work out who teaches Chinese kids Chinese writing and says to them, that's untidy.
I don't know. My God. So, Ryan, Dave, Ryan.
A very
Nice to
good
meet you,
morning,
my
pal.
friend.
Nice to meet you, sir. Thanks for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. You don't sound very American.
I'm from England. I'm from England.
I know. Whereabouts in England are you from then?
Southwest, near Bath.
Oh,
in between
lovely.
Bath and Stonehenge.
Oh, it's lovely down there.
Absolutely.
It's good.
I'm full of a cold this morning, so you have to bear with me. I hope I don't come across too dulcet.
Oh, don't worry. I've had anthrax twice, and I've got over that, so that you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyway, shall I put my feet up on the desk and have a lie down now while you two go for it?
Absolutely. Today's a huge celebration day because Ryan's community, Always Better Than Yesterday, is a year old today. So we are going to celebrate like crazy. So I've been talking about you, Ryan, on this show for weeks, and how amazing of a human you are. And I'm excited that you're finally here with me today. And I just want to tell everyone why I think you're amazing. And then I really want everyone to be able to hear from you. So this show is about you and your community and all the things that you're doing for the world. So, and it is really world because you're touching lives all over the world.
Oh, bless you.
So last weekend, maybe, you put out a challenge for your birthday about what is it that you love about Always Better Than Yesterday. And your community came through for you. And I specifically wrote that I love Always Better Than Yesterday because Ryan has this amazing talent to connect people and build community. And that the community has become home for me, and it's like my family. So this amazing group of people that you have created has made a huge impact on my life. So that's why I think you're amazing. So tell us a little bit briefly about who Ryan is, and we're going to dive into a little bit deeper throughout this next hour. But tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, sure. Well, thank you. That's such an awesome introduction. I really appreciate that. And so I'm Ryan Hartley. I'm 31. As I said, live in the southwest of England. I'm married, happily married to my childhood sweetheart. We've been together since the age of 15 at school, Lisa. We've got two beautiful children, Corey, who's 6, and Brooke, who's 3. And, in the last 10 to 15 years, I've just been really passionate about people and through the number of different roles that I've had, which I'm sure we'll dig into. It's all about people, and I'm a lover of people. And I'm all about helping create a world that's always better than yesterday, and I'm sure we'll dig into that, what that means in a bit, but that's what it is for me. Everything that I do stems around this concept of just making things better.
Right. That's so fantastic. And I think we got connected through an entrepreneurial group, and it was really amazing. I think that there was somebody that was like pushing both of us to get connected at some point, however you view the world. I think we were accountability buddies for whatever that's about. And since then, it's like grown into this amazing friendship. I see you as my brother. Like, it is just this
Absolutely.
really cool, amazing friendship and relationship and connection. And I feel like you do that with all the people in your community. So let's take a quick song break, and we come back. I want to dive into that and give it some due time. And we're going to go out with Kim Wilde, You Came.
Amazing.
Amazing.
I'm just topping up my hot water bottle for my hands here while I'm sat there because it's tell you what, it's blooming cold.
Yeah, it's cold everywhere.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it'd be about 80 degrees where you are this morning.
No, it's really cold.
Ryan messaged me earlier on yesterday, and he said he was going to wear his mankini for the show. which surprised me.
Just wanted to be comfortable.
Yeah, well, you know, it's that. Well, I bought one of these wrestling outfits many moons ago, and I've never grown into it for some reason. But that's another story. Anyway, off to you two again.
That's not a sight I want to see. So we will keep celebrating this 1-year anniversary. Ryan, tell us. So I know that your Always Better Than Yesterday has a lot of purpose, but you focus on the why, people's why and purpose. Tell us your why. Why, Ryan?
Oh, wow. Everything I do is all about helping people, believe in themselves, feel confident. And because I think that enables people to do more than what they otherwise would have done. And I think a world where people do what they love, and a world where people give their best versions of themselves just naturally makes a world that is always better than yesterday. And I just think the world is better for having people that are positive, passionate, that love what they do, that live and breathe this sense of purpose. And I guess, where does that come from? And if I can share a little bit of my story, I think, I've been reflecting on this recently and really trying to connect with where does it come from. And I'm all about helping people feel confident and believe in themselves. And I think, it comes back to, when I was 12, I grew up in a single parent family, and, I remember this one time when my mum, she was crying on me as a 12-year-old, upset. And I just think that's where I developed this sense of just wanting to make things better for people. I just wanted to make things better for my mum in that moment. Didn't really know how or what to do, but I guess that's just my start of my journey, where I try to understand how people feel. And I've always been curious about people. And I went to university to study why naughty people do naughty things, i.e. criminal psychology, and I was always interested in that. And then left university and went to join the police, and I used to take 999 calls. And again, I think that was just another job where I was dealing with people at their worst time in their life, and just the learning curve that took me on, the ability to connect and relate and empathize with people, and to try and make things better for them in those moments. It's this sense of service around what can I do to make this person, it's never a nice experience phoning 999, but if I can make it a little bit better because they've come to me, then I want to do that. And then as I've kind of progressed and, become a parent, and, that's given me the greatest sense of purpose, because I want to make things better for my children. I want them to grow up not having the limitations that I had, when I was younger, of, not feeling loved, not feeling valued, not feeling like, someone was proud of me. Like, to think my kids would grow up like that, that's everything that I want to do for them, just to make sure that they know that, they're good enough, make sure that they know that they're just amazing little human beings, and that's what gives me a sense of drive and purpose. And then just to progress my kind of journey a bit further on from, it's leadership. And it's the more and more I dive into leadership, it's just the thing that I think makes everything around us better is good leadership. The sense of just being able to put your own needs to one side to serve others, to make sure that others are getting what they need, that they are either safe or protected, inspired, believed in, someone's looking after them, someone's giving them a sense of purpose to connect with. The more and more I think about everything that's connected, my past, it's all about leadership and, courageous, authentic leadership.
Mm-hmm. That's fantastic. I have been like diving deep into like people's story, and like I belong to the Depression to Extinction community, and they have that saying, everyone has a story and your story matters. And so I appreciate you, sharing that story. And was there a pivotal moment where you decided, like, I wanted to create this community Always Better Than Yesterday? When was that? Yeah,
about 18 months ago, I started coaching myself. So still within the police, full time. And I wanted to create this business on the side because I wanted to help more people. And actually, the community was just an idea that came to me one night, and it wasn't ever something I ever planned on doing, but it was an opportunity to impact more people, bring like-minded people together, Because I find that with one-on-one time, it's my favourite. I love being able to connect deeply with people, but actually you can only do that kind of one or two people a day. And actually I just wanted to bring like-minded people together, and it's not necessarily about me, it's about enabling other people to be better than yesterday. Just generally, I'm not precious. It doesn't have to be me that enables that. And I started that community wanting to bring like-minded people together with the view that actually, I offer people the opportunity to be inspired, but also the platform with which that they can inspire other people. And it's that sense that actually I just love that we are all normal people, ordinary people, just sharing our own knowledge and experience. And that can do wonders for people's, self-belief and confidence, to know that like you say, their story matters. That's why I connect massively with what JJ and Luke are doing with Depression to Extinction, because I wholeheartedly believe that everyone's story matters, and we can all inspire and help others just from where we are. And I'll be honest, there was a self-preservation element to starting We Are Always Better Than Yesterday, because it's funny that when you start doing what you love and putting your authentic self out to the universe, you're going to attract people that criticize, that judge you in a negative way, and that kind of hit me really hard. So the negative sense of my community, it started because I wanted to go underground. Right. I went underground, and this was my safe space. This was my place where I could be myself. I could show up for my community exactly as I am, without fear of judgment and scrutiny. And I think actually I'm kind of leading by example by doing that, creating that safe space. But again, I can only stay there so long, because otherwise I go against everything that I stand for. So eventually I got out and got a bit public, but initially it was all about creating that safe space for me.
Oh gosh, just hearing you say that just brings chills. It's amazing. And so we are going to keep going, but we're going to take a quick song break, and then when we come back, I'm gonna ask you a few questions about some things that we've kind of talked about before. So we're going to listen to Kenny Thomas, When I Think of You.
You're listening to Expat Radio, your worldwide friend.
You're listening to the All Day Special with Dave Halewood, sponsored by youthkitchenexchange.co.uk.
Right, we're going back live to the guys this morning.
Of course I don't have anything better to do.
Yeah, well, this is what cracks me up, you see. I get weird messages from all over the world about things that are going on at different time zones.
Oh, yeah.
Very strange.
Yeah, and somewhere it's already Halloween. There's already Halloween happening already, and I'm hopped up on tea, coffee, and Halloween candy today, so that's why this is quality today.
Are you?
Yes.
You're not right in the head, are you? If you're doing all of that at the same time, there's nothing quite right with you.
I have to have tea and coffee usually every morning, and then there's just Halloween candy sitting on the counter, so why not?
Tea and coffee together?
Well, not together, but on the table, not sip to sip. But anyway, I digress. Yes.
You've worried me now. You've worried me. I need therapy now with the thought of this. Tea and just drinking coffee on its own, bad enough. It's like drinking a cat litter tray coffee to me. And then you're having... God. Anyway.
Oh, gosh. Okay, so welcome back. So, Ryan, a couple of weeks ago, you put out onto your community page a request for people to give you some feedback and describe you. And I have a little bit of a list. I'm just going to read some of these words, and then let's have a conversation about it. And I have a long list. I'm not going to list them all because there's so many amazing qualities about you. Here are some of the things that people said. People say that you bring people together, that you are a connector of community. And that was a comment more than once in this amazing post. That you shine a light on the potential of others. Authenticity. You're a gentleman. You're a scholar. Selfless. Igniter of belief in self. Motivate others. Inspirational. Leader. Kind. Committed. You get stuff done. You never give up. Unconditional love. And I know the one that's big for me is you give love even if it has to be tough.
This guy should be the president. That's what I think.
I think so,
Forget
too,
Trump,
right?
get Ryan in there. That's what we need.
Right.
Oh, dear.
God. Oh, my gosh, that would be amazing. So how
Couldn't be much worse, I guess, could it?
Oh, stop. So when you hear that list, like, what is that? What do you feel about that?
Oh, honestly, I struggle with it, and that's
Yeah.
part of the reason I went out with a post. And it's I'm trying to, practice what I preach, and everything I try and help people is to step into their strengths, and I'm a little bit numb to it, if I'm honest. Like it's being said about somebody else, and I just think in my teens and early 20s that those words were everything I craved, to be valued, to be loved. And I think I've just spent the last few years particularly just, trying to remove that need for validation, particularly from, my absent dad, and just really focus on being proud of myself and being present with my family and just, being enough and being proud of, who I am, what I stand for. That I think maybe I've gone too far, and actually, I feel a little bit numb to those words, and actually hugely humble, because those words are coming from some of the most incredible, inspiring people that I've ever met, and and actually if I was talking to somebody else, I'd just get them to sit with those words and really listen and connect and feel and understand them, because like they're just incredible, and I'm just so grateful and proud. And part of my own journey is to kind of step into that a little bit, and embrace that. And so here I am, terribly uncomfortable with it, if I'm honest.
Well, I appreciate you letting me say those words and talk about it, because you are this amazing connector, and I think that was the one that was pretty much the predominant feel throughout this post, was this connector of community. And you have helped not only me, but hundreds of other people connect with people across the globe, from, Australia to England to France to America. Like, think about this global impact that you're having. And like, when you created Always Better Than Yesterday, like, what does that really mean to you? Always better than yesterday.
Oh, what does it mean to me? I mean, for me, it was a bit of an antidote to one of my biggest weaknesses, which is procrastination. So I thought, being always better than yesterday, you can't be always better than yesterday if you put things off to tomorrow. So first and foremost, it's a call to action, to be open-minded, to learn, to, implement, whatever I learn, be non-judgmental, just to make the most of every day. And if you open your mind, open your heart to learning and connecting, that you're just naturally going to be better than you were yesterday, whether that be knowledge, action, experience, love, relationships, whatever that might mean to whoever. We are going to be always better than yesterday. So it's a mindset, but also a behavior.
Right. So you, on your community, you have a couple of things going on throughout the week. Every Wednesday you have what you call a Why Wednesday.
Yep.
And then Sundays you have a mentor sort of live that you bring somebody on and ask questions. So that was kind of where, I thought I would kind of go with you. And that's what we're doing, is, interviewing amazing people at the beginning of every time you do this. You're like, I am just this curious person, and I want to see how people are, and I get to meet amazing people, and I want to share that. So that's how I kind of was approaching this as well. And so I do have a question. I didn't ask you this question ahead of time, but I think it'll be fun for you to answer.
Okay.
How do you inspire others, especially if they're a little bit stubborn?
How do I inspire others? Well, I work a lot with purpose, and I like to think that if I can help people think around why they do what they do, or help them connect with a belief and a cause that they align themselves with, that's the prerequisites to the We Are Always Better Than Yesterday community, is that you're only in that if you believe in, developing yourself for other people. So I think that's kind of the gateway, working with people's natural, innate drives, motivation, their values, and actually, how do I keep inspiring them? It's small steps, and that's where you and I connected to start with, isn't it? It's accountability. It's actually, sometimes we can do more for others than we can do for ourselves, and having that person outside you to keep you accountable. It means that sometimes you show up, you do more, and as a result, you become more. And then that process of becoming more is it's naturally addictive. I think, once you get into the habit of becoming better than you were yesterday, you want to continue becoming better. And I think that inspiration leads to motivation. It's a cyclical, it's a cycle. It's inspiration leads to motivation, leads to more inspiration,
When you're trying to figure out your folks for Why Wednesday, I know you've had some really cool, amazing people on. How do you decide, what kind of vibe you're going to put out there, and how do you decide who you want to bring in for your community?
With the Why Wednesdays, I'm not precious. I'm trying to create an environment where people feel comfortable enough to share their own story, and it doesn't need to be anything other than that, because I find that there's something that if we can learn about other people, you'll naturally be inspired. And particularly with the mentor sessions, they're all about people with a certain knowledge or experience that people have had, that they're just willing to share with others. And it's not about having what on the surface might seem to be ultra successful entrepreneurs or millionaires. It's just real people going through real challenges and helping each other understand, what worked and what helped, so that actually I might be able to use that in my own life. Right.
That's amazing. I've seen some of them, pretty much all of them. And do you have a favorite, or are they all your favorite?
Do you know what? I'm in awe of the people that are willing to give up their time for other people. And so, yeah, I think it feels like a bit of a cop-out to say they're all my favourites, so I'll be brave and say one or two. I loved the one from Afro Dave, and I think Afro Dave is a lad from up north, and he's had some mental health challenges. He's had, he's unemployed, and actually just to see him growing in confidence and sharing his story with other people was just heartwarming. And then I think another one from my good friend Christine Saunders, actually, the vulnerability you shared in your Why Wednesday, and a few tears, it was just beautiful just to hear your story and actually I think in that moment you connected with a sense of yourself and your story that you for the first time, and actually I was just really proud and grateful that I'd given you the platform to be able to discover that in yourself and share it.
Yep, you're absolutely right. That was the first time that I think the Why Wednesday and the mentor session really grounded me in my story, which I hadn't really talked about. So the space you create is super powerful, super impactful. So I want to go to a song. I'm not sure what the next song is. Dave is gonna pick that for us, and then we'll come back and we'll keep rolling and talk to people how they can follow you.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, I'm not sure what our next song is going to be. I think maybe Dave is missing, but I'm not entirely sure. So we'll keep going.
I'm not missing at all. I'm sat here listening. I'm concentrating. I thought I'll line you up.
I was like, where did Dave go?
No, I thought I'll drop you right in it now. Just see how she can handle this.
Thanks for the
Single
test.
swim.
I appreciate that.
Oh, you're very welcome. See, this is where you got all your continuity and all that. You're laughing. If people knew how many people you've got sat behind you there trying to organise everything. 34 people they've got in that room now with Saunders sat there.
One person and a dog sleeping. That's what we've got.
Don't want to know about your personal problems.